So in this lesson we're just continuing the build on our car. As you can see, let's see, if I turn off my NURB surfaces, you can see the curves on my vehicle that I have laid down. And if I turn those off and turn my NURB surfaces on, you can see that these are the NURB surfaces that I have created from those curves. And I have also converted polygons here. So if I select these, you can see the mesh that I have created. I've tried to stay fairly light for the most part, and also tried to get as many squares as opposed to these long. These I'll have to go in and fix once we get into our polygon tools. I've tried to stay fairly square with the spans that I'm creating. And from this point, we're going to continue to combine our surfaces and merge our verts. So, and I want to now make sure that I am not combining the surfaces that will be a different material, such as the glass windows. I'll leave those as separate objects, but the body of the vehicle, you can come in here and start combining surfaces. So I'm going to, up here in the left hand corner, go to polygons, and I'm just going to Control Shift to get a couple of tools that I'll be using. Under Mesh, I'll be using the Combine tool. Under Edit Mesh, I'll be using the Merge tool. So I already have that one up. Alright, so from now I'll go ahead and combine my pieces of vehicle here. Shift key down, come up here to combine, and now these are one object. So now I'll come in here, right click to verts. We're getting into our polygon tools now, and I'll come in here and select along here the vertices that I'm going to weld, and then I'll say weld verts, and I'll just continue to work on those as I go. And when I have that all completed, I'll come back. There's quite a few surfaces here to combine and weld. And as you work forward with yours, go ahead and combine and weld all your verts on those. And we will want to make sure that these particular panels remain for the most part unadulterated. By that I mean, when you create your polygon surfaces from your NURB surfaces, the one thing that you want to make sure that you don't do is come in here and start pushing and pulling a lot of verts around, because that's when you get into a surface that looks more dented. Now you can see it's a little angular here, but as long as that the integrity of that curve remains, when you subdivide your surface, it will keep a nice clean line. Right, so as we work forward, we'll just continue to combine surfaces and weld verts, and I'll be back as soon as I have a little bit more done. Now here I wanted to show you an example of a problem that you can overcome very quickly. I have two surfaces here that have been converted and they don't match up. So as you can see here, my spans are off, but you don't need to go back to the patch and rebuild it and convert it. We can use our polygon tools very quickly and easily to resolve this problem. What I want to do first is to come up here to Edit Mesh, and I'm going to Insert Edge Loop. So here, I grab the perpendicular edge and just drag that to where I want it and then release. I can do that again here, and you can see I'm lining them up with the other mesh here. And once I have that, let's go ahead and do this one too so we don't have to go with moving that around. Now once I have that, then I can come up here to the select edge tool, and you'll want to use this to select. I'm going to double click on, oops, you can see this one is still selected, so let's get off of that, and again right up here to select edge tool, and I'm going to double click on all of the edge loops that I want to delete. You don't want to come in here and just select edges and delete them, because it'll leave behind the vertices and you won't be able to see it, but your edges will still be there. So now that I've selected all of the ones that I want to delete, I simply edit mesh, delete edge vertex, and if I use that, you can see the vertices are gone as well. Let's go ahead and select across here so you can see the verts are gone as well as the edges, and you won't have a problem with dealing with underlying geometry here. Okay. And then I can go ahead in here and select on my vertices and say merge verts. That is right up here, merge. And I have that in my shelf already, so I'll go ahead and select that. Now, if for some reason you're coming across here and you have two verts that are pretty far apart and your merge vert tool is not working, in this case that is, it's still working. Alright, I'll show you anyway. Maybe Alright, I have my tolerance set up high, but that's what I wanted to show you, is the tolerance for the merge tool. If you have some selected across here and you are trying to merge those and they don't merge, it's simply because your tolerance is either set too high or too low. So you can come in here to the options and up or down your increase or lower your threshold for that. I typically keep it at a 0.1 so that I want to make sure that my my verts are pretty close together before I merge those. Okay. And again, you only have to do, when you're in polygon mode, you only have to build half of your model. You can see that this is let's see, faces. I can go ahead and delete these faces and then grab that as an object and delete history, and then I can duplicate that. That's Control D on your keyboard. Come over here to scale and scale that across. Grab both of those and combine your meshes, and then grab your verts and merge those, and then you've done all the work that you need to do. Alright, let's continue on, and as I come against problems like that, I can show you what I do to overcome those very quickly. Alright, here's another issue that I ran across that I can help you resolve. When you're welding verts, if you come across something that looks like that, typically it's because one of your surfaces has the normals flipped. So in Maya, what you can do is go ahead up here to display polygon vertex normals, and what you get is a vector displaying which direction the normal is facing. And as you can see, this particular panel back here, the normals are flipped. Now, a quick way to be able to resolve that problem without trying to figure out which polygons those reverse normals are associated with is just select on your object, right click faces, select all the faces, come up here to normals, conform, and you can see that it highlights the problem polygons and corrects the problem for you. Alright, so now we have that corrected. We can come in here and select that as an object again and come down here and turn off our vertex normals display.